While taking a walk, I asked my inner self, do people die? He then displayed this picture to me and said that all the people in that garden didn't come with anything with them. They all came alone and 99% of them hurriedly came before their destined scheduled time that they are supposed to come. And the reasons for their hurriedness are not even needed in that garden. What a foolishness, he angrily said. He went ahead and opened up to me that many mistakenly and accidentally came, while many foolishly came because they couldn't gather all the words and luxuries that they wanted to gather, and out of frustration they hurriedly came to that garden where all they had been striving for are not even needed. What a foolishness, he said again. He also said that many hurriedly and carelessly came out of unnecessary risk-taking that they were involving themselves with just to gather wealth and luxuries, which at the end of the long run are not even in any way needed in that garden where they hurriedly found themselves in. He then slowly said that in 50 years to come, surely and unfailingly, about 35 to 40% of all the people who will come across this video this year must have been in that garden. And some of us will be in that garden at our destined right time, while some of us will mistakenly and accidentally go there at the wrong time, while some will foolishly and carelessly go there out of unnecessary risk-taking and carelessness. That got me scared, and I yelled at him that he should stop all those beating about the bush and go straight to my question. Do people die? He then looked at me with furrows on his forehead that I could sense the level of anger in his eyes, but due to his love for me, he didn't ignore to answer me. He said no, that people don't die, but live on, and that what dies is the box in which people live in that they call body. He said that once your body becomes inhospitable, you break free from your body to live on, and this phase of living outside the box is more lengthy than living inside the box. And you will live miserably or joyfully depending on how the box you broke out from contaminated you when you are still living in it. He said that when you are still living in your box, if your living made people cry, your living outside the box will become miserable. But if your living made people cry, your living outside the box will become joyful. He then turned towards me and asked me how was I living. Is my living making people cry, or my living making people cry? A question that I couldn't answer before he went on and said that once you become uncomfortable with your box, you will break out from your box to live on, while people will start crying that you have died, which you didn't, but your body did. And at that point, it will be believed by many that if your living made people cry, your living outside the box will become miserable, pending when you find another box to live in again. But if your living made people cry, your living outside the box will become joyful, pending when you find another box to live in again. And that they call that reincarnation, and many believe in it, while many don't believe in it. Rather, they believe that once you break out from your box, your living outside the box becomes forever, either miserably or joyfully, depending on how your living made people feel and how your living made people feel. Nothing like finding another box to live in again. That your miserable life forever becomes your hell, while that your joyful life forever becomes your heaven. And still, many also don't believe in those two, but believe that once you break out from your box, you are ended. That got me confused, and I asked him again, which one do you believe in and which one is the truth then? He then said that I will find out by myself when I break out from my box, but the most important thing that I should do is to make sure that my living doesn't make people cry, so that my living will make people cry. So my dear, how are you living? Is your living making people cry, or your living making people cry?